Okay, so filming has started on Terminator Genisys, which is the 5th installment in the Terminator franchise. Now, the interesting thing about it is that all reports have been that not only is it meant to be a little bit of a reboot, but at the same time it's going to be the first of a standalone trilogy. Now, that's where it gets interesting because, first off, Arnold Schwarzenegger is returning. Arnold Schwarzenegger's in his 60s and he's returning to play his iconic Terminator role. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but I've heard a couple different plot rumors. One of them was the most interesting, where there's 3 different timelines, and this is where it gets complicated, so pay attention. The story will revert back to the first Terminator movie, and all of the characters will be played by actors now. The Terminator is going to go back in time to 1984 and relive all these situations all over again, go through all the Sarah Connors and kill them all until he finds the correct one and hunts her down, and then we're going to see things like the scene with Bill Paxton at the beginning of the Terminator movie. We're going to see the roommate, the detective. They're all going to be recreated in kind of a J.J. Abrams Star Trek, where one movie, even though it's technically a reboot, it goes back in time to cancel the timeline of everything previous. Now, in Terminator Genisys, which Arnold Schwarzenegger accidentally called Terminator Origins, apparently there's going to be 3 different timelines. One of them taking place in 1984, around the first Terminator movie. Second one will be 2017, which apparently is supposed to be right after the Terminators take over. Then one will be possibly between 2027 and 2029. But at the same time, I've also heard rumors that Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to play an older version of the Terminator because the Terminators are organic and they age the same way that humans do. But I also heard a pretty interesting casting rumor that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is going to play a Terminator, and that he's going to play a bad Terminator that goes back in time to when Sarah Connors is a child, and that Arnold Schwarzenegger will play the local sheriff that takes down the bad Terminator, played by Dwayne Johnson, and that because he's so valiant in his effort, he's going to be the model for good Terminators in the future. I also heard that J.K. Simmons will be playing a alcoholic detective that is trying to figure out everything that's going on with Sarah Connor's life between 3 decades, where, you know, things like the first attack by the Terminators when she's young, the second one where they try and kill her son, the third one when she's a little bit older, continuous. They've cast Deo Okinyi, I really hope I'm pronouncing that right, as Miles Dyson's son. Miles Dyson was in Terminator 2, and he's the character that starts creating just based off of his computer. Aaron Williamson has been hired to play a T-800 Terminator that goes back in time, so maybe he's been hired to play the character that Dwayne Johnson was supposed to be, or something, I don't know. Now, the interesting thing is that some people are saying that this Terminator movie will reboot the Terminator franchise and cancel out the other movies. But in a way, they won't be canceled out. You'll just see more of the behind. I guess the best reference I could give would be Back to the Future 2, because it didn't discredit everything that happened in Back to the Future 1, but it just revisited the timeline and showed that something was happening in the back, even though you never saw it in the first one. What do you guys think? First off, what do you think of Arnold returning to the Terminator franchise? Second off, what do you think of Jason Clarke playing John Connor? What do you think of Jay Courtney from A Good Day to Die Hard playing a young Kyle Reese. What do you think of the plot so far from what we know, the 3 different timelines thing? What do you think the plot could be? What do you think the ultimate goal of this standalone trilogy will be? What do you guys think? How am I doing on these videos? Are you guys liking them? Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.